Hey guys, it's me, Jess, and I thought today I would share with you some of my story. Back in November 2014, I found myself incredibly overweight, obese as a matter of fact. I'm 5'3" and I was over 225 pounds. I was deeply unhappy, probably depressed, very withdrawn, very ashamed, very much out of control. I work in a gym. I'm in the gym right now. I couldn't do anything in the gym. I was a personal trainer who had no clients. I'm an assistant manager. I was a spin instructor who could no longer ride the bike. I had to teach from the ground. Pretty difficult time in my life. Basically, I had just let things go. I couldn't fight the food. I couldn't seem to get a diet launched and get it through the day. I'm on a diet. I'll start today. I'll start tomorrow. I'll start on Monday. And that day just never really came. I got a text or an email from my cousin up in Boston, and we got to talking. It had been a while. And she says, let's do low carb. Let's do low carb again. And I was like, oh. But you know what? I would give it a try for her. It's funny, sometimes we get to that place, we'll do it for you, but not for ourselves. We'll hang on for you, but we can't seem to hang on for ourselves. That's where I was. So we really jumped on Atkins, the Atkins of the 90s. Eat a lot of meat, eat a lot of a little fruit, a little green vegetables, eat a lot of meat. And off we went, and we emailed back and forth every day with her being in Boston and I'm in Atlanta. It was a daily touch, and I just clung to the food. I have to tell you, I was a mess. It was all I could do. If I felt any hunger, I ate pepperoni or chicken with Parmesan on top of it. I ate until I was utterly full. Got to bed, got up the next day. After 4 months, I felt a little better. I'd only lost 10 pounds, and she had lost all of her weight. But that's okay. So one day I stumbled upon a drink called Bulletproof Coffee on Facebook. What was that? The only thing that it had going for it at that moment was the word ketogenic, which was right next to it. If you want to do a ketogenic diet, drink this. And I have to tell you that I know the word ketogenic. That's phase 1 of Atkins. You get yourself into a ketogenic state where you're burning fat and not sugar. And that's all I knew, ketogenic. And this coffee with butter in it and coconut oil. Y'all, I'd never bought coconut oil. I don't even know where you buy coconut oil. I found out it's on the top shelf of my regular good old grocery store. They're selling it in gallons at Walmart now. It's one of the hottest properties out there. But for me, I was very intrigued with this drink and scared to death to make it because butter in your coffee. I mean, really, butter in your coffee? So I did it. I made it. It said that if I drank it, I wouldn't be hungry for hours. Let's give it a try. So guess what? I made it. I drank it. 5 hours later, I was hungry finally. And I ate a little something. I mean, I thought I was hungry. I was afraid. What do you do if you just don't get hungry? You gotta eat, right? So of course I just fed myself. And I got up and I did it again the next day. And then something really happened to me. I decided that I would look into this a little deeper. So I actually started pulling everything keto up. And I kind of re-educated myself on what keto looks like in 2014. And I realized there are things called keto calculators. And I'm pretty much a nuts and bolts kind of girl. I need to have structure. I need to understand structure. I need to submit to structure. So I did one of those keto calculators, and I had to get on the scale and weigh myself. That was so hard, but I did it. And then I had to weigh my food and calculate it and put it in my Fitness Pal. I did it. It was like coming under the restraint of a new day and a new vision. And over the next 3 months, in a postmenopausal state, I lost 50 pounds. That scale just dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped, little by little by little by little. And I have to tell you that it was really, it was almost mind-blowing how good I felt. I felt 30 years younger. I had energy. It's like I started showing up again. I was walking around like Walking Dead, and now I'm showing up and ready to go. I'm ready to volunteer. I'm ready to help. How can I do that? I was tackling big projects at the gym. I was offering to do this and that and this and that. I had life and I had energy back. And as I approached the 1-year mark, I had gotten 80 pounds off. It was unbelievable. And I looked down and I'm like, what happened? I changed my food. It changed my life. So I'm a girl who prays, and I hit my knees and I'm like, God, I don't know what has happened, but I need help because I don't want to lose this. I don't want to lose what I've got. And by then I was in maintenance. I was a little bored, but I was doing all right. So I said these prayers. And somewhere in the next week or so, I heard, help others. Give this to others. What? Now, I didn't really want to go on the bandwagon with a high-fat diet. I didn't really want to tell anybody what I was doing. But I did want to help people. So I decided to just wait a little longer and see if it got a little clearer. And then I heard, find your food. What? Find your food? Well, if it's find your food, then you don't have to worry about eating my food. And I steered people toward whole foods. I encouraged getting away from sugars and starches. You know, bread, pasta, rice, potatoes, cake, cookies, ice cream, beer, wine, anything that either was sugar or would impact my blood sugar. And I started helping people. And it is now 28 months since I started. I've kept the weight off. I feel great. I've helped a lot of people. I've met a lot of people. You wouldn't believe, I've had clients in Australia and Canada, all over the United States. People who call and talk to me for half-an-hour segments. And we walk their journey out like a best friend. It's a coach, because as a personal trainer in the state of Georgia, I cannot prescribe a meal plan. I can't treat you. I can't diagnose you. But if you come to me and say, what did you do? I can share with you my story. I can lead you toward credible things. And I can walk with you if that's what you pick. If you don't pick that, I can cheer you on. I can support your choices, but you have to bring the diet. But I do that too, because I believe that when you remove problematic foods, your problem with food changes. When you get out of eating controlling foods, and sugars and starches are highly addictive and very controlling, when you get out of those, you begin to reestablish your own self-control. And that increases your own sense of self-worth and esteem. And before you know it, you have confidence again. You are seeking life again. You've gone from surviving to thriving. That's what happened to me. I have a blog, findyourfood.org. People are on it all the time. I have a Facebook page, Find Your Food. I've started faith-based small groups called Yes Groups, where we say yes to life, yes to health, and yes to our futures again. Because the church is full of people who have just lost their passion for serving God and His purpose. And they've disqualified themselves because they just feel like they don't have control, they don't count. That's all part of my story. But for the average person, and it comes down to food, and you've been looking at this low-carb approach, or you've heard this word keto, or you've even heard of like bulletproof coffee, which this is not. Hey, there's help out there. There are people all over the United States and all over the world who have dramatically reversed diabetes and obesity and are out there helping each other now. There's a whole grassroots movement swelling of people trying to help each other, because this is a great therapeutic way to reverse your diabetes and to reverse obesity or metabolic damage. It won't change everything for everyone, but it will improve the quality of your life. So that's my story. I was obese, I was depressed, I was full of shame, and I had disqualified myself. I changed what I ate, and it has changed my life. And I rise up and take my life back, and I say yes to my life, yes to my health, and yes to my future. I'm Jess, and this is my story. Have a great day.